Hello everybody, Mark Anthony, The Vegas Tourist, and welcome back to my channel. I figured I needed to do a little bit of an introduction for the video that you're about to see because, well, it's kind of a long one and there's actually a backstory to it, all right? A little while ago, my good friend Joni from LV Wedding Connections called me up and said, hey Mark, I've got a comedian you need to go see. And if you are in the Vegas tourism industry, you know when Joni calls you up and says, I've got somebody you need to go see, you need to go see him. So, fine. Okay. What it is a comedian. His name is Smilin Joe Wiley. And he took his show literally on the road, puts it into a party bus. So it's a small group affair. He'll explain more of it on the video. All right. So, I have to admit, when I first saw this, I went, this isn't, but once we got rolling, I just went, this is a kick-ass idea. This is a cool idea. This is going to work really, really good. So it was hilarious. It was fun. It was a great experience. Afterwards, I told Joni I need to do an interview with him. Not a problem. All right. So she calls me up, she says, Mark, come on over to my home office and he'll be over here and we can do the interview here. I said, not a problem. All right. So I show up, and it's like, well, how much time is this going to take? I said, set up, take down the whole works. Give me 30 to 45 minutes. Okay. Not a problem. All right. It became a problem. Smilin Joe Wiley is one of those guys who, first of all, he radiates positive energy. You just cannot be around him and not smile. And he lives for today. He lives for the moment. The one thing I liked about his act is that it is not scripted. He just feeds off of the people around him. And it's like right now, all right? So there we are in Joni's home office. And once we got going, Smilin Joe just went off script because that's not how he is. He just, again, it's like I said, he's just this bundle of positive energy and he is feeding off of the moment. I recorded about 2.5 hours. I mean, it just kept going on and on and on. And we talked about everything, and just like a good comedian that he is, it just went from one, he just fed off of one thing right on to the next. And we just, I really wish I could just do the whole 2.5 hours because it was hilarious. Okay, so after about 2.5 hours, finally someone went, okay, Mark, okay, cool. Otherwise, we would have been there all day. Could have been, and it would have been a blast. So out of that, I had to edit down what essentially should have been the actual interview out of 2.5 hours. Yeah, so this is what you get out of the 2.5 hours that I could keep it on focus the best that I could. Right? So yeah, it's a long interview. It's a fun interview. Smilin Joe is a wonderful guy. If you get the opportunity to see him, do his tour, whatever, do it. Okay. So Smilin Joe Wiley, take it away. All right. We are talking to Smiley Joe Wiley.
Great. How you all doing there?
Where are you from?
Originally, we're just talking Africa. Okay. No, I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. I've been born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. I've been here in Las Vegas since 2004.
2004?
Yeah.
Wow, you've done this before, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Cool. All right. All right, you have a new, is it a show or is it an adventure or what?
It's a show. And the good thing about it is it's the best comedy show on wheels, y'all. The best comedy show on wheels. I have 2 comedians, me, myself, comedian Mark Simmons. This guy has appeared on a couple of TV shows, did some small roles on TV, and then he was in the movie Barbershop, and he worked with me on a cruise ship. Very, very classy comic. Then I got a good buddy of mine, Steve. I got him with me. He sings the R&B, he sings classical music. I mean, whatever you put out there, he can sing it. And I want to make it so the show is versatile and that it basically suits everyone. And I have a live DJ also, and that's the real good, sweet part about it, because we can listen to live music, DJ-wise, and then we can listen to live music that Steve sings after we do our comedy while we're rolling on the bus.
Okay, first of all, where did you come up with this idea?
Where did I come up with this idea? Well, this idea was, it was actually,
Actually?
It was actually pitched to me.
Someone came up with it and you took it?
Someone came up
Cool,
with
I like them already.
And Joni pitched this idea at me. She goes, I got an idea for you. You know, and think about it first. You know, her and John, they came up and they pitched me the idea. And I mulled over it for a little while. And then I was like, perfect. You know, because what really had me comfortable doing it is that when I want to ship with Carnival, you know, just say for instance you're on a cruise ship, you and your wife, and y'all have one of those days where you go on an excursion and then you go to dinner that night and then later on it's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock and you can't sleep and wifey is knocked out. And you go, well, hey, I want to get out, you know, and then you call your buddy and say, hey man, what can we do? Well, there's a comedy show going on, which is an adult comedy show down in the lounge.
Right.
So I was one of the comedians. So I would perform, man, and then people would see me the next day. You know, and I would really be their alibi. I'd be like, hey, honey, remember last night when, you know, you were asleep? I was with the comedian. You know, here's the comedian right here. Oh, he had a great show last night. We coming. And people would stop me during my, like, walks to the workout, walks to the buffet to eat. Wherever they saw me, they would just, Smiley. They would yell. If I'm walking off the ship, they yelling off the ship, man. You know, and it gave me an idea. It says, you know what? People love to hang out with me. You know, and they really do. So it's like hanging with Smiley on a party bus would be great. And I've been on a party bus before, and it's so, yo, what's going on, man? Woo, party! I mean, how is that fun?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got somebody yelling at you that you don't know. You know, then you bunch stuff together. You know, there's no entertainment. You're listening to music over and over and over. But be entertained, man. That was my thing. Let me entertain you on a party bus. And then we can still do all that crazy stuff. We could drink, we could party, we can woo-woo, do all of the good stuff.
Well, when you took us out, okay, you fed off of the crowd. I know from my experience as a tour guide, that's difficult to do. You know, a lot of comedians will do one show. You know, okay, this is my adult act, this is my family act. And it's kind of like musicians, bands, you know. Hey, and they look at a card, hey, Las Vegas, or hey, Cincinnati. You know, they don't know where they are. They don't care where they are. They got the set list.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do. This is what we say. You don't do that.
No, I have.
You can do it off the cuff.
Yeah. And thank God for Carnival. You know, thank God Carnival. I appreciate the Carnival Cruise Line because I had to do 5 shows per cruise. Okay, so one show, when you first get on board, I would be the featured comedian. You know, you would see one comic maybe early, and then you would see me later that night. And it would be an adult show, and it would be like maybe 500 people just packed in one room. But the next night is formal night. So that formal night during 7:30 and 8:30 is dinner time, and it's time to meet the captain. So those shows got about 50 people. So you done went from 500 to 50 people in a family show with kids running around, you know, mom in a wheelchair, you know, kids not, I mean, just being distracted. So I had to find a way to bring all that together, you know. So I would put your kids on the front row. I want all of the kids on the front row. So I would bring the kids up, man, and I would give medals away. You know, I give little carnival trophies away, and I would have the kids dance. And this little flossing little dance, and I mean, I look stupid doing it. So I would do it, and with the kids, and the kids would really get into it. The parents would love it. I give them medals, the whole 9 yards. And then I would look at them and go, man, you never thought that you would come on a cruise ship and you would see a white kids teaching a black man how to dance. You know what I'm saying? You never thought you would see that, did you? And that's how I brought everybody together. But to be able to go from that to where I was at before with being an adult and going down to the family shows, which I have 2 family shows that are 30 minutes apiece, both of them are different, and I have 3 adult shows, 30 minutes apiece, and all 3 of those are different. And that Carnival gave me that opportunity to work on that material versus, like you say, you go to a comedy club and you see a comedian say, hey man, I seen Smiley in Minnesota. Oh, I saw him too, man. Yeah, I saw him in California. I saw him too. Did he do that joke? You know, and you would say, no, I didn't hear that joke. You know, what show did you go to? That's what I want to be known for.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How did you get into the business?
I studied comedy, man. Me and Steve were friends before I even got in. I always kept trying to go to the comedy club. You know, and the story that I told you earlier about me and my buddy Steve here working together, I would get off work at 7:30 every night.
Oh,
work with our regular jobs.
Yeah.
We had a regular 9 to 5. I was a financial aid officer, and Steve was a sales rep for a proprietary school. And I would get off work at 7:30. And on certain days, they had to sign up for amateur night, which was Wednesday night at a place called It's Comedy. And you had to...
Were you always this outgoing?
Always.
Okay. Right.
Always, man. So I wanted to try to get to the comedy show, man, and I never could make it. I always, because I was late, and they only took a certain amount of people. And then one day we got in. I said, Steve, guess what, man? They got me in. They got me in. But guess what? I had to go first. And I picked a number out of a hat, and I had to be the first comedian to go on stage. My very first time ever performing on stage.
Wow.
And I came in second place.
Wow.
Out of 12 comics.
Really?
Yeah. And those guys were there every week. Me and Steve would go. Me and Steve would go to the club, and I'd be like, man, dude, I could be as funny as that guy, man. I could. And that's what I tell anyone out there, is whatever you do, if it's writing, dancing, singing, football, sports, because I'm an athlete also, study what you want to be, and it'll make you better than what you are. Because there's always room for improvement.
Well, it's like they say, anyone who is an overnight success has like 15 years behind them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't just come up overnight.
I mean, when I would do the strip tours and we'd go past the pawn shop, I'm like, do you guys realize it took Rick 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
He tried this for 10 years. And they're just like, huh?
And they thought it just popped up because it was on TV. Yeah. And see, that's what I want the bus to become. I know it's going to take some time. But the goal of this show on the bus is to turn it into a reality show.
Okay, so explain to people exactly what we're talking about.
What we're talking about is we have a 1 hour adult comedy show and a family show. And the way the shows are set up is that I myself, comedian SmileyJoe Wiley, I come out, I do about 15 minutes, welcome everybody, thank them for coming out. If it's family, I do my family jokes in front of the kids, have fun with the children. The children get a basket from me, which is a gift basket, and they get a granola bar, which is organic juicy juice, and organic gummies. Get the kids a little something to occupy them, because I know how kids, they cannot sit in one spot at one time.
Nope.
So if they chewing on gummies and drinking juice, they're gonna be, look at my gummy, look at my juice. Yeah. And that'll give me the time to keep them together. And then what we do with the family show with the children is I partnered up with the Mini Grand Prix out in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And I take them out there for the 2-hour tour.
Cool.
We go out there for 2 hours. It's $125 a person, but you get the whole comedy show. You get Steve singing. Steve sings. Me and Mark does about 30 minutes of comedy between the two of us. Steve comes up and sings a medley of 5 or 6 songs. It's a beautiful time. And then if the kids want to do karaoke with me, they can come up and they can sing. I have disposable mic covers for the kids, for their microphones, so everybody can stay sanitized and can stay safe. We're 6 feet away from one another on the bus.
Yep.
We keeping the social distance. But when you have a group and you have a party, it's just like a regular party. The only distance is when they is not literally around you.
And then you go to the Grand Prix, they do the races.
And then listen on the Grand Prix.
I love those cars.
Yeah, man.
God, I love those cars.
That Grand Prix, which is so cool, is that it has the amusement park.
Yeah.
And the kids can ride on the rides. Then the adults can turn into kids again and do that big slide.
Yep.
You can ride down the sliding board. And the top of it is that they do the Euro Grand Prix. And
really?
I got a deal set up. The $125 that you all pay covers the Grand Prix cars, all of the tracks, and the Euro track if you decide that you want to get on the Euro track. Cool. You have to be over 14, and those cars go 50 miles an hour.
Those are fun.
If you go to my website, you'll see I have a video up of me inside the car. My crazy self, I'm driving and videoing it at the same time. I'm driving like a brother in a Cadillac, you know what I'm saying? With one arm and the camera right here. So it's been fun. It's been a journey, and I can't wait to bring this product to Las Vegas, man, so you all can have fun with me and we can enjoy this.
Where do you get your enthusiasm from? What motivates you?
I mean, life, man. I mean, I'm not a pastor, and trust me, with the mouth that I have, no, I'm not a pastor. But I believe in God, man. And I know God put us all here to love one another and to look after one another, because we all are different, but we're the same on the inside. And as long as you keep that attitude, we all gonna have bad days. And when I have a bad day, I just think about what happened to Jesus, man. I mean, hell, they whooped his ass, then they made him build a cross, and then they made him carry it, and then they nailed his ass to it. Mm-hmm. How can my day be worse than that?
Yeah, good
and
point.
God had to watch all that. How can my day be worse than that? So that's what keeps my spirits up.
When I talk to people that come to Vegas, 2 things shock them. One, the number of Walmarts we have.
Walmart's everywhere, man. They got them in Mexico.
And then the number of churches because they got this.
Yeah, they think that we're just hell and this is where you come and no, this is where you come and have fun and then you go to church and pray to God that you could be forgiven for the shit you did the night before. That's why we got.
There's a church down by the Luxor. There's a church next to the Wind, and I think there's a church up by the Sahara.
Yeah,
we're good. We're covered.
Yes,
we're covered.
Oh no, there's one up by. There's a church that's behind the AM/PM. That's by across from the Luxor.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. It's just folks forget this is people live here.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because like on my tours we'll be going to Hoover Dam. We go past the sign and we're driving down the 215 and I always get that look where the head's going back and forth and they're like, you have houses.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, you got a house.
And I always tell them, well, I got tired of room service at the Bellagio, so I just...
It was hard to park my car in the elevator, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like, you have houses, really? Yeah, we do. And we have indoor plumbing, and we have paved streets.
There's one thing we don't have, though, and that's basements, you know what I'm saying? That's because of the sand. That's the only reason and I miss those basements.
Well, what do you like best about Vegas?
The weather, the food, the people. It's a lot. I love everything about Vegas, man. I came here for the first time in 1994 with Steve. I was in the mortgage business. I was a loan officer, and we did this little contest. Whoever sells them out this many loans get to go to Vegas for free, and they brought me here for the first time. In 1994, since the very first time I came to Vegas, I told myself, I'm going to live here. I love this place. I love it, man.
Really?
I know it's hot, and plus I don't need no more sun. I got my quota. I'm good. I'm tanned out.
The only reason I moved here, it doesn't snow.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. And I love to call my buddies, especially on Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day. Be like, hey man, how you doing, man? I gotta go out here and shovel my way out of the yard.
Yep.
And I used to hate that when I would go to the comedy clubs and perform, and I got a suit on. And I got on boots, and my dress shoes is in my hand.
Yeah.
And then when I get on stage and perform, the whole bottom of my pants look like it's been snorting cocaine because it's all white from the salt that got inside. Because you got a puddle in your car while you're sitting there driving. I don't miss those winter puddles neither, boy. I love everything about it. Like I said before, in the people, everybody is from somewhere else. Just like how we just shit our story, and they left that somewhere else to come here to make them better. Even if it's a bartender, if it's a school person, or if a person that's in tourism, or a person that's in the wedding industry, whatever it is, they come here because, hey, weddings are here, tours are here. I mean, you go where the action is for your job.
The thing that I love about Vegas is if you have an idea and you have the motivation, you can do it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna work. It's gonna work, man.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, it's gonna. Come on, man. Who thought about throwing water in the air? You go to a fountain or water. Come on, man. The Bellagio fountains.
Yep.
You stand there watching water just twisting in. But it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But who thought of it? Why this was the first one?
Yeah.
Why wasn't New York?
Joni,
New York. Why didn't y'all?
Joni, weddings.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 100 other people that do it, but still, there's a large enough market here for everybody.
You can create your own and be you, and survive.
Yeah. Well, it's like you. Okay, I do a comedy act. What would be different in this new environment? Party bus.
Party bus, man. That's it. No more standing in lines. Yeah.
But now, me being a tour guide, I'm like, but I'm there to see things. The stadium, the sign, whatever. I don't need someone telling jokes, but you're not really telling jokes on the fact that you're feeding off of the environment.
Yes.
Again, I go back to that. It's not, you didn't memorize a script with 15 jokes on it. You're playing with the audience as we're driving by the stadium.
But I want you to feel comfortable, though. I want you to feel. I want you to say something like, "Look at them shoes you got on, Smiley." We family. We all, and I'm glad you felt that way because that's what I was trying to. Yeah. It's like a chef going, "Hey man, I can't wait for y'all to taste this. You can smell it. It smells good, don't it? Boy, I can't wait for you to." And that's how I feel about this here. I done brewed up something real good, and wait, I serve you guys this, and wait, you guys get a taste of it, and you feel it, and you enjoy it. It's gonna be something you'll never forget.
And then a couple of the folks on were like, I can see this as a networking, because because you have groups. I remember I did a Hoover Dam tour with these. I want to use the word secretary, but that's not the official term. That's okay. But these ladies all work for Wells Fargo across the country. They've talked to each other for years on the phone. They've never met.
Wow.
So they came to Vegas. And on my tour bus, this is the first time all 12 of them saw face to face.
Wow.
So I can see you in a bus breaking that ice with that group. And I'm just going, damn, he has an idea here. Son of a bitch.
Thank you, man.
Because at the beginning, I'm like, no. But then you said something that clicked. I think it was the whole, meeting that, business group. And it's like, oh, this is going to rock.
I'm so happy that, because Joni, I'm going to be honest with you. And who was the lady that the woman was sitting next to me? I took the picture with her. She said she runs Las Vegas.
Kelly Messina.
Okay, so you and Kelly were the first. Y'all was the only two that I'm like, and I didn't feel well. I had done I had ate them 3 poached eggs. I would never ever eat them again. Never, man. I mean, man, my stomach. It felt like I had ate some Chinese food and the cat was running around inside my stomach. It's just how I felt, man. I mean, I never felt that bad, and I'm glad that I had a good enough crew and a good enough team to help me pull this off and impress you all to be able to have this relationship that we're about to build.
So is this strictly a private event that a group has to rent it, or?
It doesn't basically have to be private, but I prefer it to be a group,
okay.
even if it's a group of people that you know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If it's like, okay, well, we met this couple last night. We've been sitting and talking together. Okay, great. Well, it's 4 y'all. I take your temperature before you get aboard. I also sanitize your hands, and I give you a mask. So if you don't have one, plus
you have a good crew.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you.
I don't remember her name.
My wife. That was my wife.
That's
Alexandra.
your wife?
Yeah, that's my wife, Alexandra.
Really?
Yeah, man.
How long have you been married to her?
It was a year and a half, but it seemed like it's been forever, man. I mean,
cool. Good way though.
Yeah, I mean, she's good, man, but she's foreign. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Remember, I've been married 4 times, so.
Yeah, I know, but dude, this here is like driving a sports car.
I like wedding cake.
Yeah, this is No, this one here is like driving a sports car, on a slick road. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful with your turns, and you got to be careful with. I love her, she know it, but you got to be careful because, brother, she will hit the brakes on you, and your soda will fly off the seat, and all your shit will be messed up. But she's a good woman, man. She just, she's foreign. That's what it is, and that's what we gotta get used to, because it's different. It's a different culture, man. I would be saying the same thing if she was Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? It'd just be different. Get your ass over here now, boy. It would sound like that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of Joseph, I'm trying to tell you. She's like Arnold Schwarzenegger, man. I mean, she asked me for water sometime. That shit can start an argument. Get me a glass of water now. And I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, you can't say please. I mean, shit. The kids are crying. Go change the baby diaper. I'm playing PlayStation right now. I'm sorry, I'm on my way. But that's just me. See, that's why it's hard to break my spirit, man. I laugh at everything, man. Everything. I know for sure something is wrong with me. I know it. I laugh at everything, man. That's just like I wrote that joke about my uncle owing me money. My uncle died, man. I love him to death. My uncle died and he owed me money.
Right.
And he gonna have a $10,000 funeral.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Where's my $80 at, partner? I mean, give me my 80. And then you gonna have me a pallbearer?
Yeah.
And I tilted the shit out that casket, man. That was true, man. I mean, I didn't get my money back, but I'm sure I got something out of it. Besides a sore arm.
You got some, you got some emotional satisfaction out of the deal, man.
But you gotta have. I mean, that's just it, man. And that's one reason why I had to stop going. I go to a Serbian church now with my wife because she's Orthodox, and I don't understand. I mean, I know they talking and we on rhythm. But I don't understand nothing, because they speak in Serbian. And I chime in when that's my chime. That's when I'm in, And it's peaceful. But still, my click goes off. You know, the sad part about it, man, everywhere. You know, I'm in church and I'm writing jokes. I'm looking at people's shoes, they hat. I mean, that's a nice robe he got on, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just, does he wear that robe home? You know, it's like, you know, look at the pictures on the wall. I mean, look how high, because they have kings, you know, in Orthodox.
Okay.
Orthodox have kings. So we just have like, you know.
I'm a recovering Catholic, so
Well, you know, the Pope hat does not nothing on their king hats. They got the big, huge, you hear the trumpet sound and everything.
In a group of 4, you'll always find a fifth.
But you know, it's just fun, man. Then I get the kids running around, and you know, and then they.
But see, if you can look at life like that, you know.
You have to, man, and that's why I'm comedian Smiley Joe Wiley, and I want to rub off on you guys, man. I mean, let's have fun again, man. It's too. I mean, I know we're gonna have people dying, people getting sick, and we got stuff that we got to get over, but we have to find something in the middle that's gonna make us relax, man. I mean, everybody doesn't eat dessert with a meal.
Right.
But it goes good with it, don't it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't eat all of it. You know, if you don't eat all of it, take some of it home. So that's what I'm saying about me. You know what I'm saying? You know, take what I'm giving you. Take a part of me home with you. I used to tell that to the people on the cruise ship all the time. And I would get messages, Smiley, thank you, man. Me and my wife we were thinking about splitting up, you know, until we heard what you said at the end. And, you know, I'm always looking to spread things, man. I mean, I feel if you give, you're going to get back.
Right.
No matter what. That's just like us now. We all here a month ago. You know, I'm scratching my head trying to put everything together to try to get on the side of you all. Right. Of how do I talk to people in the Las Vegas tourist business? How do I get in touch with the people that books concierge and stuff like that? And now with patience and being good and being a good guy and doing all of the right things, God is blessing me by putting my pieces on the right part in my puzzle.
Favorite restaurant?
My favorite restaurant in Las Vegas? You sure you want to?
Any of them? Where?
Well, right now, man, Joe's, man, Joe's Stone Crab is that's the joint there, man, in Caesars. You know.
Black Bear Diner, and one's right down the street from here. I love
the Black Bear Diner.
Oh
man, I took my wife in there, man. They said, oh, this is cozy. They like the chair. I mean, it's like you got a lounge that you sit in. You can fall asleep eating a meal in that place, man. It's nice and I pick with her accent all the time. White Castle, man, that is, and like I said, killing myself with it, man. I did it because you get greedy at White Castle. That's the one place, you know, you go to anybody else, let me get 2 hamburgers, you know, let me get a cheeseburger, let me get some fries, let me get a soda. Let me get them chickens, let me get a jalapeno cheeseburger, let me get a regular cheeseburger, let me get a double cheeseburger. Oh, and a fish. And some onion rings too, that's what I need, man. And then I'm gonna get a chocolate shake so when I fart, you smell it all, because that's gonna bubble all this up in here.
Then it's like we got a Chick-fil-A. Well, now we got like 5 Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it's 5 Chick-fil-A's in
Chick-fil-A's here. It's like, you know, the only thing missing, Waffle House.
Oh, yeah. No, we don't. There's not enough people here that's redneck and messed up teeth.
Oh, there's enough here. There are 2 of them in Phoenix. You pull into the.
Are you serious? There's a Waffle House in Phoenix?
Yes.
I might have to drive there just to go.
It's the real yellow.
Yellow.
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
And they yell. It's
yes. The thin little one sheet side menu.
Smothered, covered, and.
Oh man, yeah, I might have to drive to Phoenix to kill myself,
into
man.
that parking lot. Half that parking lot has Nevada plates on it. I swear to God.
What part of Arizona? Flagstaff?
Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix.
Flagstaff would be perfect.
That would be a perfect joint.
You know, that's close enough.
That'd be a trip.
Oh.
That's like a Laughlin trip, man.
Yes, no shit. Oh.
That Waffle House, Jody, you don't know about. Oh, man.
Oh.
Denny's ain't got nothing on the Waffle House, man. And it's like, you could see the cook. It's like Mel's Diner.
Yes.
It's just like Alice. It's just like Mel's Diner. The waitress is there. She yelling the order in. She picking the shit up. They got the little tab thing and spinning around.
Yelling. From the table.
Yeah, from the table to the cook. Hey, I need extra ham on that order I just put in. How long is it gonna be for table number 2? Yeah, because most of them they know their customers. Yeah. Well, because they're truckers. You know, guys that come in, or just like we're talking now. We're talking about driving to Phoenix just to eat. Not White Castle, but Waffle House.
Here, and many properties.
Yeah, I've been.
I figured you've been here 10 years. So.
Yeah, I did the Lady Luck. I was down at Ovations with Justin at the Lady Luck. I mean, I performed at what is that? The Laugh Factory. Mm-hmm. You know, I was performing there a lot. I was performing at the LA Comedy Club.
Wow.
You know, I did all of this stuff, but you know, the thing about it is, and that's what I wanted to say to them. is that I didn't want to slap anyone in the face and say, you know what, man, I'm tired of coming. I don't want to be a local.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I would have been. If I'd have stayed doing these Laugh Factories and these, where they giving me these one-nighters,
right,
or two-nighters, if I'd have stayed doing that, the crowd might not have seen me at that. But the entertainment industry would have saw that, well, he lives here. He's a local.
Yeah.
I'm not a local. I'm a talent that lives in Las Vegas and decide to perform sometime for you guys. That's why I stay on the cruise ship and I stay active and I stay going. I didn't want to go to California because I didn't want my ideas and things stolen, and I see how Hollywood works, you know what I'm saying? And if you understand it, you won't get mad at it. You just got to understand California is a totally different beast than what Las Vegas is.
Oh, yeah.
And Las Vegas is the buffet of dessert.
Vegas is just a different market.
Yeah, we're totally different.
It's a different universe here.
Yeah, we're totally different. We're totally different here. Yes, I'm not local, and I don't push back anyone that's doing it. I see a lot of good talent that's out there that's working, and it's like they working a regular job too, and they work in comedy. And I understand and I know how that was. I missed out a lot of opportunities. A lot of Def Comedy Jam. I was supposed to tape that 2 or 3 times. I mean, I never got called back on that because I couldn't keep going to certain cities and stay in certain clubs and staying in front of these guys' faces. And then when I realized why I didn't get picked and why only certain comics were selected was these guys were in the industry. That's just like right now, Las Vegas, if Harry Basil or Brad Garrett or Jimmy Kimmel was to say that, oh, we shooting live from Las Vegas. Come to Las Vegas for auditions.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if I got in line for an audition and got in, for one, I know I should automatically advance myself because I performed in front of you already.
Right.
You've seen me, you know what I'm saying? You're one of the judges, or you're one of the decision makers of the talent that's been accepted here. But some of those other people, man, they stay and they work and they work and they work and they see them as just this little pod, and I didn't want that. And like I said before, I raised my family, I raised my kids that way. I should have been rich a long time ago, but I'm comfortable and I'm thank God for the position I'm in right now.
Okay. So there you have it. Out of 2.5 hours, that's what I was able to cut down the most down to. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, the notes and links will be down in the show notes. You know the routine. Like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the bell button, and for more information, follow me at thevegastourist.com. And I'll see you on the next video.